Welcome to Shenton Primary School. These are the adults of the team in Year 5 and Year 6. So 3 classes in Year 6, and in 6 Italy is Miss Patel, 6 Australia is Miss Hanif, and 6 Mauritius is myself, Miss Abib, and 5 Portugal is Mr. Magda, 5 France is Miss Cara, and 5 Bangladesh is Mrs. Riley. An assistant head teacher is Mrs. Sidat Mutala. These are the school values that we encourage the children to follow. We always encourage them to show respect to all adults and children, to show confidence in their work. Collaboration is to work together. Communication is to always communicate clearly. Perseverance is to never give up and always keep going. And then inquiry is to always ask questions. Right, what will your child be doing in Year 6? This is the timetable for Year 6, especially Year 6 Mauritius. All the Year 6 timetables are quite similar. They only differ in computing and PE. So for 6 Mauritius, PE will be on a Tuesday afternoon. The children will have to bring their PE kit in a bag that's clearly labelled, and they'll be changing in school on Tuesday. The children can bring the PE kits in beforehand. I always encourage the children to bring it in on a Monday, so in case if they do forget it on a Monday, then they can always bring it on Tuesday. That gives them that extra day. In the mornings on Mondays, we have assembly. We always have literacy in the morning, followed by guided reading on most days. And then they have a break. And after that, they have numeracy. And we set for numeracy, so the children go into different groups. After numeracy, we have lunch. And then we always have the afternoon topics, which could be the CCC topic or science. And then we always have story time at the end. On Wednesdays, we have music. Thursdays, we have French. And on Friday, we have computing. What will your child learn in Year 6? This is the Year 6 curriculum map for the autumn term. The subject at the moment the book that we're focusing on at the moment is a book that's called Leon and the Place Between. And the children learn different types of writing. We've just done the setting description, soon going to be doing an instruction guide, and then they will be writing a short story. They always do a piece of writing based on the book. For maths, we always start off with place value, then they learn about addition and subtraction, multiplication and division, and then fraction at the end. For the creative connected curriculum, which is CCC, they're learning about ancient Greece for the history. Then they'll be learning about the amazing Americans for geography. Science, we will cover living things and their habitats, animals including humans. For computing, the children will be learning about internet safety and how to carry out research. RE will focus on justice and poverty, focusing on whether religion can religion help to build a fair world and make poverty history. PSHE, we teach the children how to collaborate, how to work together, all about healthy relationships as well, and how their bodies are changing and growing. PE, focus on athletics and gymnastics. These are examples of the SATs questions that your child will be expected to answer. The end of year expectations in writing. This is what we expect the children to work at, is the expected standard. The children will be learning how to effectively write for different purposes and audiences. They'll they have to include certain languages in that. They'll have to make sure they show awareness of the reader. They have to use the first person in diary, and also make sure that they write direct address instructions, and that they know how to write persuasively. In narratives describe settings, characters and atmospheres. And here are a few examples of what we expect them to include in their writing. Let's always make sure they use the correct tense. To also create cohesion, they have to include conjunctions, adverbial of time and place, pronouns, synonyms, and also write in paragraphs. And to make sure that they spell most of the year 5 and year 6 words correctly, there will be a spelling list for year 5 and year 6. And also have to make sure that they write using joint handwriting. Working at greater depth, children need to be able to distinguish between the language of speech and writing, and they have to use the appropriate register. It's a little bit extra here, as you can see, especially the punctuation needs to be correct, using semicolons, dashes, colons and hyphens, and there's a few more examples there. There's an example of a piece of writing, and it just shows you exactly what we're looking for in their writing. This is the end of year expectation writing. And then you have the end of year expectation in SPAG, which is spelling, punctuation and grammar. So a few examples here. They need to know which sentences are grammatically correct. And they tick 1, to make sure they always tick 1 when it asks them to tick 1. And also they have to make sure that they know which sentence is punctuated correctly. For maths, for numeracy, there's an example of what they will be doing. There's subtractions, they'll be adding fractions as well. They use a column method for when they're timesing. And then they also have the bus stop method on question number 22 for division. They also need to be able to reason. They also need to do word problems, and this is an example of word problems. Class rules and expectations. We always expect a high standard of behaviour and attitude expected from all staff and the children. The class rules are generated and displayed by the children themselves in the class. Class rules are based on respect for self, others and the school. And also positive and negative sanctions, so positive rewards including golden time, access to the AstroTurf and special mentions or stickers and prizes. And you also have the class rules and expectations. In all issues related to behaviour, the school behaviour policy will be followed. Unacceptable behaviour is recorded following a 5-stage system. Stage 1, the child will receive a warning. If your child goes on to stage 2, it means if the child continues to misbehave, they will have time out to reflect on their behaviour in their own class. Stage 3 is if the unacceptable behaviour persists, the child will have time out in another class or with a behaviour mentor. Stage 4 is if the behaviour still continues, the child will be sent to the head teacher or deputy head and a phone call will be made to parents. And then stage 5, with persistent or serious problems, parents are asked to come to school. Morning routine and end of school routine. The doors are open from now on at 8:40 and children can come in and complete activities in class. Children must be here for 8:50 as this is registration time and doors will close. Please make sure your child is here on time every day. Children in year 6 can walk home alone, but only if parents have given signed permission. Please remind children about going straight home if they walk home alone. Children who are picked up at 3 o'clock must be collected at 3 o'clock promptly. In the interest of safety, please keep your children close when picking them up. Right, being ready for learning. Children need to make sure that they sleep, that they get enough sleep, they have a good breakfast, and that they carry a water bottle they can then use during the day. If they wear glasses, they always bring their glasses into school, and their medication then can be kept or will be kept in the office. They have to make sure they always carry the right equipment, so book bags, coats and PE kit. And attitude, we want our children to take pride in their learning. School uniform. Our school uniform colours are burgundy, grey and white. Boys can wear black or grey trousers, white shirt, maroon or grey jumper and black shoes. Girls can wear black and grey skirts, dresses, trousers, black and grey, maroon or white headscarves, white shirt, maroon or grey jumper or cardigan and black plimsolls or trainers. We ask children not to wear the jewellery. Earring studs are allowed, but the child must be able to remove the earrings themselves. Healthy lunches and snacks. Children can bring fruit or cereal bars to eat at break time. No crisps or chocolates, please. If your child brings a packed lunch to school, please ensure that they have a healthy selection of food in their lunchbox. If your child goes home for dinner, they must not return to school before 12:50. Homework. Numeracy and literacy homework will be handed out on a weekly basis. Reading has to be done every day at home, so for a few minutes, and we also do every day reading in school, of course, but we encourage your children to read at home too. Parents, you can write in their reading record. They should have a book with them called a reading record, and you could sign. You don't have to always sit with them, but if you see them reading, please sign it for them. And then we are doing a termly competition with rewards called the Reading Miles. Please let them practice their timetables every day. It's very important because it will help them with their numeracy, with their calculations. Spellings are handed out on a weekly basis. Please help your children to learn their spellings so they are ready for their spelling test. In Year 6, spelling tests are handed out on a Friday and tested on the following Friday, so they have a week to practice. Please ensure that children return all reading books to school. They should only have one book from school at any one time. After school clubs. We have different school clubs running every day from 3 till 4 p.m. All clubs now come with a charge unless your child has free school meals. Be sports clubs, dance clubs. Please ensure arrangements are made to pick children up at 4 p.m. if they're attending any clubs. Even if your children are allowed to walk home alone normally, when they have a club, they have to be picked up. All children need to be picked up. SATS information. SATS will commence week of the 9th of May 2022. Revision books will be sold in due course. These are a few useful links and resources that you could go on to help your child with their learning. Now there's the examples there. Useful links and resources. Please download the Shenton School app. All school letters and any updates, for example, school trips, if school trips are running late, or there's school news, or any other important information will be sent on the school app. Please download the app so that we can keep in touch with you. How to download the app? It's very simple. If you go to the Play Store or the App Store, you can search for your school Jotter app, download it. When you open it for the first time, it will ask you for the school name or postcode. Enter Shenton Primary School or LE5 3FP. This will then save on your phone as school Jotter. A notification mark will appear if any messages are sent. If you need any help downloading the app, please come to the office. If you have any questions, please contact me via email. It's my email address over there. It's iabi@shenton.leicester.sch.uk, or you can arrange a meeting via the office or speak to me when you collect your child.